So with the main character, we were looking for someone that could be the face of the Darkened series for all the games that we want to make. We needed someone that was memorable, someone that was likable, and could portray the badassery that you need in a character like this.
From Rin, we definitely didn't want to portray a damsel in distress. We wanted to portray an independent main character who really had the hearts of the players playing the character.
So what we needed to get this character right, and to get the actor that we needed a face, we needed a voice, and we needed a body, or an actor.
So yeah, originally when we were casting Rin, we weren't sure we were going to find one single person for all the different roles that had to be Rin.
Hard thing to imagine that we could find one person that had the physical fitness or form to be able to do a lot of the acting required, that had the acting talents to do the voice acting required, and also had a face that fit the sort of ethnicity we had in mind for her race.
But I guess, we had to be lucky enough to find one person who would portray all those roles and be the face of Rin as well.
One of the solutions we'd been considering was that we could get separate actors for every role. Now, a problem there is that when you have one person being the character's face, another person being the voice, another person doing the acting, is you lose a lot of consistency.
Having one actor do all those things, that brings a level of authenticity that we wouldn't necessarily be able to bring if we had multiple actors doing a single shoot over and over and then trying to reassemble it in post.
You don't get this one person that represents the character, and this is a downside both when it comes to PR and when it comes to simply helping the actor possess the character. We wanted to find this one person that could be that character for 10 years. And through doing that, getting that casting Yahtzee, we gain a lot of bonuses.
So we advertised on some groups online through Facebook and social media looking for our Yahtzee actor who would, fit for one or all of these roles. And we definitely casted some actors who had great potential for the role, and we liked them a lot.
So the first time we advertised for a main actor, we got over 100 applications in the first day. And that was overwhelming. We were an 8-person company at the time, so it was a difficult slog to go through every single email we received. No matter how much we went through, we could find good faces and we could find great voices, but nobody seemed to fit the exact right idea.
But then, kind of as a fluke, our director, Dade
had just started with us, and he suggested someone he knew from a set called Aldís.
A really competent actress who kind of filled into the shoes that we wanted to fill.
And he showed us some pictures, and he showed us a clip, and we thought, okay, this might be something.
We put her in the motion capture suit, we got the facial capture going, and we just asked her to do a couple of lines and go through, Rin.
Just from the very first moment, the very first sentence, she was sold. She was Rin.
You have a very simple decision to make. Get out of my way or die.
My name is Aldís and I'm an Icelandic actress. Graduated in 2016 from the National Theatre of Iceland. I'm now playing Rin. I was playing Mass Effect back in 2012. I obviously created a woman, had green eyes, blonde hair, dark skin. And I thought, well, I should give it a try and make her look like I do. So I did that, and I felt she just looked very boring, and I didn't really feel like I could enjoy playing as this character for 40 hours or whatever. I kind of caught myself in that train of thought and thought, why do I feel that way about someone who looks like me? And I don't really have an answer, but I think it's because you get used to seeing the hero as a certain kind of person. That really affects where you kind of look at yourself. You don't really see the resemblance in yourself and as the hero. Stuck to my guns and forced myself to play as this character who looked like me. And obviously an hour into the game, I thought she was the most kick-ass character ever. And I still think she is, to be honest. And then I got this amazing opportunity to actually be a computer character, computer game character. I mean, she's not a hero, so I think that's also very interesting to have like this female anti-hero, but still as the lead. Because we've had plenty of female like antagonists, but this is going to be about kind of human. It's not black or white in terms of personality and her story. So I'm very excited to see kind of how we're going to make her flaws and vulnerabilities come across so people still like her even though she's doing things that might not be considered good.
So the major benefits of having a realistic game is of course that once you add the level of realism to the game, it becomes so much more believable to the player when he's looking at it. The drawback of course is the amount of work that needs to be put in to cross the uncanny valley of video games. When we're creating characters and environments, to not have it look like something you don't believe and you're looking at it and it being jarring to you as a player, we have to put in a lot of effort just to cross the valley. Of course, our entire pipeline and workflow is revolved around resolving those problems and overcoming them. So that is one of the biggest challenges we face when developing this game. So for a lot of gaming studios that have come before us and are still active, they will outsource a lot of their work, both scanning their characters and doing the motion capture. And on some level, that is a really good way to do it because then you can focus really on your development. But for the game that we wanted to create, we just had to use the technology so much more than other companies because we're so reliant on photo scanning and creating so many characters. And just to do that with some other studio doing the brunt of the work was just impossible. To scale it up with such a small team, we just needed to bring it in-house and solve for the problems that hadn't really been solved before in a gaming studio. So we started building our own technology in-house, and that's going to allow us to do so many more characters and so many more props and really develop our own pipeline as we grow. And then we are able to grow along with the pipeline, allowing us to do more and more and more as we step closer through the game. So the casting process as a whole, I guess it's not yet done because we don't have all the roles filled for the game.
It was a lot tougher than expected. What surprised me was the amount of interest clear in Icelandic society for this sort of project.
But it's a difficult task, definitely. We have to work with a lot of people to find the right cast for the right roles that we have envisioned. Of course, this is mostly up to Daði and Magnus, who are responsible for creating the story and the script and the world that's behind the Dark End.
Because ultimately we met a lot of people. We gained a lot of contacts that we can use for other roles, and we've met a lot of great actors, even if they didn't fit this single character perfectly. And part of the reason we won't have to go through so much issue to cast in the future is because now we have this entire supporting net of actors that we can call upon because we already know them. And they've already showed up and had an audition, even if it's not for the main character.
And from my side of things, I definitely see that it's just an enormous task to overcome, and I think that they're doing a terrific job of doing it.